Hello, this is A Cyclist 2, and we're going to go ahead and look at my next video. This is going to be the day after the storm, and all the shiny new snow. So this is going to be my last ride on them up for a while. I may go ahead and come back to this and take a look and see if it's worth riding on again. However, right now the roads are in fairly good shape. They're free of snow and ice, which makes going to work a whole lot easier than trying to run over this stuff. If, however, the roads are icy and snowy, I may come back. And I may come back if they actually ever melt all of this ice and snow. So the thing here is they actually do plow. They actually do have someone working on this to make it better. And that's great. I think for short distances, I think I would still probably use this. There are a couple sections here where you actually benefit using them up. The road I would use is literally parallels this in the sense of distance or sense of direction. However, it's fairly it's about 2 miles from here. If you do actually lay down salt, you can see here is a good example that it will actually melt. This is about 20 degrees and we got high elevation, so it's doing a fairly good job melting. It's just that they're not going to put salt on them up and they're not going to sweep it off. So the real problem you run into is that the 1 inch that they leave behind is going to it's going to accumulate to ice. So the snow will melt and then it'll turn to ice. And so what you'll have is just a basically skating rink. And there'll be patches of asphalt and a patch of, ice. And there's no real common theme. It's just what can beat down on the sun. So it can make it treacherous. It can certainly add to the complexity of your commute, which, again, if the roads are fine and they're free of snow and ice, I'm not going to choose this. And most likely this MUP will have to hibernate for my choice, which is really bad because I really enjoy it. It's car free, and it makes my route a little bit simpler from the standpoint of it's flatter. And I don't have to deal with all the traffic and all of those things. So it's really quick and stress-free. Now you'll notice there are walking footsteps that create ice patches, and there's a bicycle rut in there. Those things are really kind of where the crux of it will happen. If I rode this another day, you would actually see patches of ice where the snow melted. And the ice ruts, obviously in a car, are much more detrimental because they're literally like 2-3 inches on both sides, and they're like a valley of ruts, and it just literally sucks you in and you can't get out, and it can be really difficult. That's I've had to ridden a winter or two through those, and that's really hard. I use studded tires. Right here I don't have a studded tire on the back, so it tends to push my back around. However, if my front is steering to where I need to go, then it's no problem. You'll notice this bike rut in here is actually mine coming home. That rut there, if you fall into that rut and you have a larger tire, you're not going to fit, and it could cause you to push you around in ways that bring you down. For me, if I get into that rut, it'll just push me along its path, and the only issue is trying to get out of that rut. A little bit precarious, but it works. So this right here really just doesn't. You can't even use it with these ice boulders. That's another thing that will really detrimental to you, because you'll be riding along, and especially at night, you'll be riding along, and if you don't have a very good light, you'll have this boulder, and it's ice, and it's concrete, and it will smash your bike. And you can't just veer into traffic. You need to make sure there's no traffic. If there is traffic, you need to stop. And there's no way around it. So there are some things that winter riding will make it a little bit more complex, and obviously the cold, and people just don't want to do that. So this is why you have very few people actually go out there. But I think, to me, it's more or less not necessarily the cold, but it's more or less this complexity of trying to ride your bike on ice and not going out and getting the studded tires. If you get studded tires, it's fairly simple. However, when you start mixing with cars, the element of danger comes back, and I can certainly slow my riding down to the point where if I'm going to fall, I can simply put my foot down. Now, obviously, you need to worry about your foot being on ice and slipping, but again, to me, you can marginalize the risk, but the only thing you can't marginalize is cars trying to pass you. And again, they're trying to go as fast as possible over the same ice you're slipping all over the place on. So I think in that sense, to me, there's a little bit of complexity to that. However, this is a great day. The sun's shining. I'm enjoying life here, and I'm going to work. So let's just sit back and enjoy the rest of our video with them up, and hopefully we can be back on it soon. And if not, I'll go ahead and post some videos of me riding on the roads. Well, thank you for watching. This is the Rockwell Trail in Sandy, Utah. That's the guy who plows in this trail, and let's give him a big thank you for helping us out. And have a great day, and then most of all, be safe.